Paula here, and welcome back to my channel, The Flavorful Home. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you come back and visit often. There's always something fun going on at The Flavorful Home. Today I am making a Sicilian specialty called Panelle. Panelle is a fritter made from chichi bean or garbanzo bean flour. It's cooked up like you would polenta or cream of wheat, and it's spread onto a cutting board to cool, and then you cut it and you fry up the squares. It is so delicious, very easy, and you'll find it, it's considered Sicilian street food. They sell it to you wrapped in paper. If you choose, you could keep it completely vegan by squeezing lemon and dipping it in marinara sauce, or you can eat it the way we do. And that's called the Panelle special. In a crusty roll goes 2 or 3 fritters with a dollop of ricotta cheese on top and a shaving of Parmesan cheese. I will tell you, it is good food. And so let's gather up our ingredients and get started. Okay, before we get started, let me quickly just say closed captions are enabled. I do not have the means with this camera to do any kind of a mic, neither wireless or attached. And I know sometimes during the preparing and cooking, it can get hard to hear me. So if you need to, go ahead and enable those closed captions so you understand or can read along if my voice kind of fades in and out. Okay, so this is garbanzo bean flour. Bob's Red Mill makes it. I'm sure you could get it on Amazon too. It's very fine, a very fine powder. I would even say it's very similar to powdered sugar. And the recipe calls for a cup of flour, of the garbanzo bean flour. I am tripling it because I have a big family. 2 cups of water, a pinch of salt and pepper, and 2 tablespoons of parsley. I also add garlic powder because I just like to kick up that flavor a little bit. What you do is you add the flour to your pot. And we'll add a little bit of salt and pepper. Again, this is to your taste, as much or as little as you like. Put some salt. The parsley I don't add until it's actually starting to cook, and then I add the parsley. Give a little bit of shake of garlic powder. Actually, I'll put it in my hand so you could kind of see, just to give it a little extra something. And you just get that combined. It's no fun unless you make a mess, huh? Okay. Now it says tepid water, so not cold. And get it all in there. Now it's going to be bubbly. You want to get all the lumps out. I will also use my spatula because I don't like to have, let me just fix you, point you down a little bit more. I don't like any clumping on the sides as it starts to cook. So I will also incorporate using my rubber spatula as it cooks. And this is going to get cooked over medium high, just like you would oatmeal, cream of wheat, polenta, and you're going to see it start to thicken up. Now, the directions, the recipe I use says keep going until these bubbles start to go away. I'm going to level with you. In all my years making them, the bubbles never really go away till you start cooking. So we're going to get this on the stove, and I'm going to move you over that way. Be back in a minute. Okay, so now we're at the stove, and we're going to get it cooking. And my heat is medium high. I have it on my front monster burner that is also for wok cooking, and even the low is not as low as I'd like it, so I often have to keep a big close eye. This is why I like to use my spatula. You could see how it kind of wants to clump up. Just nice and slow stirring. The bubbles will disperse as it heats up. And once it starts thickening is when I'll add the parsley and give it a good stir. All right, I'm going to keep stirring and monitoring this, and as soon as it starts thickening up, I'll bring you back. Okay, so it is starting to thicken up. In goes my parsley. And I'm going to lower it now that it's starting to thicken. See that? Relax, Yogi. Hold on a second. You just, once it starts thickening, it goes pretty fast. I like to use my whisk too because I like to get it smooth. My Yogi wants to go inside. He doesn't want to stay in the kitchen with me. And so he is knocking on the door. And you want this to be relatively thick because you're going to pour it out onto a cutting board where it will firm up as you spread it. I don't know, I'm sure you've noticed if you have leftover cream of wheat, it gets very thick. All right, I'm going to hold this and give it a nice whip. And you can see that it is thick. See the difference that's spreadable. You don't want it to go spilling off when you are putting it on to your cutting board. All right. Let me give it one more stir, and we're going to move to the cutting board, and I'll show you how we do that part. Okay, be back in a minute. All right. We have the 3 cutting boards, and you're just going to, I'll start with the middle. You pour it out. And you spread it. You don't want it too thin, because then you're going to have trouble having it hold together. So, nice. And you see how it's already starting to firm up. Again, I cannot use wooden cutting boards with this. For whatever reason, they, I guess because the wood absorbs the moisture, it is very hard to cut it and get it to release from the wooden board. I want to make sure you can see this okay. And I'm going to just point you down a little more. And you're just smoothing it. Try to get it somewhat even, because you're going to be cutting them into squares. So I might even add a little more. I don't know that it, oops, that last one just might be a small one. Back and forth, and then nice and smooth. And we'll do this last one, and you can see how it firms up. I'll put you closer and lift you up so you can see that last one, and zoom you in a little bit more. Okay. Let me just maneuver a little bit. Okay. Use your scraper to get every bit out, because this is good stuff. And oh, it's just so delicious. I mean, this is peasant food at its finest, no joke. I mean, flour, water, some seasonings, fried up, squeezed with lemon, or put in a roll. It doesn't get much simpler than that. Alrighty. said, try to hold your shape, and then you just let it cool. And once it's cool, you'll cut it into your squares. And I'd say this is probably 1/4 inch thickness. And I guess that's what you'd say it is. Alright, I'm gonna zoom you out so that you can punch it down a little. And it cools so fast. You see how it, I don't want to mess it up. But, did not want to do that either. Okay. After it's all cool, we'll come back for cutting. See you in a few. Okay. They're cooler, so I quickly just want to show you how I cut them. Kind of like you would cut a brownie. And there is no resistance in them. So you don't have to worry about what kind of cutting utensil to use. It's nothing with nothing. And this is about the size I make them, again, because we put them in a sandwich. And so we try to get them about the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect. Always remember that. Let's see if I could. It's still a little warm. I don't want to play with it too much, but you can see how it looks. I'm just going to leave it to get a little firmer. And again, better it be the this type of cutting board, not the wood, because you won't not have any luck. See that? I'm just going to let them keep cooling because I could still feel the heat on them. Again, I'm not going to mess with them. I get ahead of myself and then they get messed up. But this probably was a little thinner than I would have liked. The one all the way at the end, that's a good thickness. That'll make a good sandwich. Some of these, I guarantee you, when I fry them, will come apart, and those will be the ones that I squeeze lemon on. Okay, we're gonna just let this go, and when it's time to fry, we'll come back. Okay, friends, we're ready to drop the panelle very carefully away. Always away from you. It doesn't take long because it's not meat. You just want them to get a nice brown, and I have my cookie sheet lined with paper towel for draining. Listen to that bubbling. Those go a little more. You want a nice golden brown on them. I did a combination of vegetable oil and Crisco. bubbling up nice. And I'm losing that one. I'm going to get my spatula. There we go. Just let it drain. Put it onto your cookie sheet. That's what you're looking for. Lightly golden. You just want it heated through. Okay.
Okay, baby?
I'm going to finish frying these up and then we'll come back.
Come back where?
Alrighty, friends. Here is a Panelle special. The fritters ricotta crunchy roll. Parmesan cheese. Good stuff. Homemade zucchini. Homemade fried mozzarella. That's a good meal, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you'll come visit with me again. Until next time, go create something wonderful.